Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? My name is David. I'm doing sports talk, wood tip, sports. Things that come in my mind, things that I see out there. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, man. We're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about baseball and a little football as well. A lot of questions. So let's begin. Let's start. Let's talk about NBA. Kyrie Irving. Brooklyn Nets. What decision that the Brooklyn Nets management is going to do? Are they going to give this man his super max deal? Or are they going to decide not to sign him and do a sign and trade? We're going to find out. My opinion of it, look at the last 2-3 years. The availability of Kyrie Irving. As you know, this past season, due to the pandemic, due to New York having their restrictions, Kyrie was unable to play home games. And even at the beginning of the last season, that the Brooklyn Nets decided that the Kyrie Irving not to play. And the only reason why Kyrie did play, obviously because there was an outbreak of COVID with the organization. So therefore, they say, you know what, Kyrie, you go play in the role, you'll be a part-time player. Before they told him that you're not going to be a part-time player. Year before that, talking about the bubble, wasn't available. When the season started early in that year, Kyrie took a leave of absence. So from the management side of things, the Nets are concerned. His availability is the problem. I think that's the biggest thing right now. But at the same time, Kyrie made a choice not to get vaccinated. That's the choice he make. And no one's not doubting his choice. But at the same time, from the Brooklyn Nets standpoint, they feel like, you know what? Why should I give you the max deal and you may not be available? And especially the proof is in the pudding for the last 3 years that he was unable to go out there and perform his duties. And that's why when they lifted the restrictions in New York, he started playing games at home. But by that time, Kevin Durant was out. He comes back. That really wasn't in sync, and that's why they didn't really play well in the playoffs against the Boston Celtics. Yeah, they had a play-in game and all that, but at the end of the day, you know, would you sign Kyrie for a max deal? Would you give him a max deal knowing that the last 2-3 years his availability is in question? It's hard to say, but no question about it, he's going to get a max deal somewhere, one way or the other. And the teams that he requests to possible for sign and trade, Knicks is part of it, Sixers, I'm sure the Lakers is part of it as well. But some of these teams have salary cap issues. There will have to be serious strategies in order for them to put Kyrie to the team that he requested. If the Brooklyn Nets choose not to sign or come up with some type of agreement with this contract. So Kyrie got until end of this month to make a decision about picking up the player option. More likely, he'll go and waive that option and go test out free agency, which free agency does start July the 1st. So we'll see about that. My views on it, man, it's tough. If I was in the Brooklyn Nets shoes, that's tough. Two things, because you got to think about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant and Kyrie came together to this organization and hoped to win the championship. Kyrie being gone, possibly being traded and a sign and trade, does Kevin Durant does the same thing and asks for requests for a trade, not play with the organization, or the Brooklyn Nets get some players around him to help him win that championship without the lights of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, which to me at this point in time, that's the biggest thing that everybody's talking about right now. Can Kevin Durant win the championship all by himself? And you heard all the terminologies, Charles Barkley saying he need to be a bus driver, Not back, a lot of mixed reviews on that from a lot of people. Just in terms of how the term's being used, being called a bus driver. Especially, him winning multiple championships with the Golden State Warriors and stuff, having Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond. So now, Kevin Durant's probably one of the few athletes that actually looks through social media and has a response to everything. So I'm sure he's going to be motivated, regardless if it's Kyrie or not. And he has something to prove, I'm sure. Maybe he don't have nothing to prove. But at the same time, no matter what, that's going to be discussion. That's going to be brought up the whole entire season coming up. Can Kevin Durant win the championship without having any help with Steph Curry? Can he do it all by himself? That's going to be the biggest question. Having Kyrie is going to help his chances, and then getting players surrounding him. I just felt like with the Brooklyn Nets concern for the organization, I didn't like how these players were being used. You got all these veteran guys like Blake, on the team that could have helped that team got better. But with Steve Nash coaching, and like I said, he's still learning to be a head coach after the second year. It's kind of tough to put a rotation together, especially all the guys that got, LaMarcus Aldridge. You got guys like that on the team. Yeah, Bowen, he came and he developed. Brown came up in development. It's great, but you have a whole stack of veteran guys that you signed. Why you're not using these guys? Now, granted, the way the NBA is made now is basically play small a lot of times. There might be games you might see a couple of bigs in there, but for the most part, they play small. Look at how the Golden State Warriors won their championships. With small guys. And they've been successful. They have a system in place. So the difference is a system is put in place. And that's why Golden State's successful where they are right now. Having Kyrie with the Brooklyn is going to help them have a chance to win the championship. But the question is, can he be available throughout the whole entire season, throughout the playoffs? That's going to be the biggest question. It's going to be health and being reliable, period. We'll have to see how that's going to work out. It's going to be a big deal, especially the NBA season, especially, like I said, that Golden State winning the championship. Now you got the draft is gone already. You got free agency coming up at the beginning of July. It's going to be a very big summer. And then speaking of the draft, the NBA, how you feel about the draft, especially being a Knicks fan. I think the only reason why the Knicks did what they did is to get more draft capital. So potentially they have future first round draft picks they can use and maybe trade to probably get better players to improve on their team. Now, if you look at Tom Thibodeau, his track record, him being the head coach, he liked to have the guys that know his system. Taj Gibson being one. Derrick Rose being another. Especially if they preach about defense. He liked to get guys that played for him in the past that's going to help him play better defense and even better leadership. It's good to a certain extent, but with today's NBA, you need hybrids. You need guys like they got Mitch Robinson. I think Mitch Robinson, to me, the Knicks need to keep. That guy, so much energy, blocks shots, play defense, rebound, and he can develop a little offense. He can be a 15, 12 rebound type of guy, 3 block type of guy, if he stays healthy as well. So they got a guy that's highly energy, can rebound, play good defense. Now, Julius Randle really struggled last season. Wasn't the same Julius Randle a couple years ago. We got this Knicks team in the playoffs for the first time in a very, very long time. Can he bounce back? Can he come back and beat that Julius Randle a couple years ago? His numbers fell down, barely made it 20 points a game. The one guy to me right now for the Knickerbockers, R.J. Barrett, is the one right now has a up. He's going up every year. Every year he's played, his numbers continue to grow. His point per game points continue to grow, and he's going to be something special. So that's something to keep your eye on as well, and a couple other pieces. And obviously, you know, Kemba Walker didn't work out the way he's supposed to. Couldn't stay healthy. He ain't really been healthy in the last 3 years. So they have to make a trade to get rid of some of that salary and get some picks in there so they can use for trades. I don't think they're going to use that for a future. I think they're going to get trades and hopefully get some better players to come to New York, this organization. And with being a Knicks fan, it's been frustrating. It's been tough to see this organization struggle so much in the big market of the world. Here in Madison Square Garden, it's hard to get an attraction of players to come to Madison Square Garden and be with the Knicks, and hopefully the Knicks can get over the hump and be able to chance to contend for a championship one day. But the way the NBA is built right now, especially now how the Boston Celtics perform, you see how the Miami Heat is. You know, Milwaukee Bucks is going to bounce back with Giannis. You know, it's going to get tougher. Atlanta Hawks are going to get better. It's going to be a challenge in the East and definitely in the West. The West is always going to be stronger. They're going to be stronger more than ever. A lot of questions about the Lakers. A lot of questions about the Clippers. A lot of questions of a lot of teams that didn't perform to expectations. We'll find out. We'll find out we'll find out what moves they make, especially the Lakers. How long LeBron's going to be? If LeBron's going to accept an extension. A lot of things in the NBA, so stay tuned to that. But again, my opinion on the Brooklyn Nets situation with Kyrie, I think you have to sign him. Not to say you call his bluff, not to say that Kevin Durant is not going to want to ask for a trade with the Brooklyn Nets, from the Brooklyn Nets, but you almost have to sign him. Now, would I give him the max deal? No, I might give him at least a 2-year deal. I wouldn't give him super max right now. You have to show me that you have the ability to be available to your team and be in sync with everybody else. Because once that happens, this team, I guarantee, is going to be at the top. It's going to be where Boston is. Boston turned around the second half of the year by playing outstanding defense and Al Horford playing a major role. I think the big thing was Al Horford and obviously, you know, Tatum. Horford made a big difference to that team to me in the second half. They played much better defense. The offense efficiency is far more better. And this is why they went far as they did. And they had opportunities to win the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors, and they didn't get the job done. So they have to remember that. Remember, it's hard to get back to the NBA Finals for a second time in a row. Golden State has a better shot of doing it again. Boston, we'll see. We'll see if they can get back to that again. And I'm sure they'll be extra motivated. I'm sure Tatum and I'm sure Brown will be extra motivated, especially Tatum. Tatum did not play very well at all in the NBA Finals. It was basically non-existent in a sense where in important parts of the game, especially third and fourth quarter, struggled big time. And that was a big difference. Golden State took advantage of that, and they won the championship. So we'll see how that goes, and with the NBA, with the players being going to sign to what team, and these draft picks, we'll see how that's going to work out in this past NBA draft night, this past Thursday. We'll find out and see. Now, I want to talk about baseball. I wanted to talk about this before. I'm a baseball guy. I want to talk about what happened almost a month ago with the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Chicago White Sox. I want to make a comment on this about Tony La Russa's decision to intentionally walk a batter with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let me tell you something. Ain't no way in the hell, and I used to manage semi-pro baseball team. Ain't no way in the hell I'm going to intentionally walk a guy, especially Trey Turner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm ahead of the count. Okay? Number two, for you to intentionally walk Trey Turner in that situation, and your reasoning because he's been on fire, he's been hitting with 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 strikes, which is bullcrap because his history shows he hits under 200 when it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. He might hit more, a little bit over 200 this year, but that does not give you a reason to intentionally walk somebody 1 ball, 2 strikes. What kind of baseball are you watching? And the thing about it makes it worse about the La Russa situation. He's an old school manager. He's been doing this for a long, long time. And I know you follow analytics, but analytics did not tell you to intentionally walk a guy with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Then what happened after that? A home run was hit. Not only you disrespect Muncy, but you pretty much disrespect your own pitcher. You didn't have enough confidence in your pitcher to get Trey Turner out. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's not 3-0. It's not even 2-0. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I've been watching all these baseball games this year, but to me right there, if the White Sox don't make the playoffs, I assure you, Tony La Russa would not be the manager for the Chicago White Sox. And fans would booing Tony La Russa. It just, to me, his reasoning of why he made that move is ridiculous. It don't make any sense to me. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you intentionally walk a guy. So not only you get this pitcher's arm, that means you have no confidence in the pitcher that you put on there against Trey Turner. Apparently the pitcher's doing what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to get ahead of a count of a pitcher. Am I correct? So you do that, and then all of a sudden now you pay the price. It's baseball gods did that to you, man. If you're in the game of baseball, and everybody knows me, whoever knows me, I love baseball. I play baseball for a long time, man. And I even analyze how guys hit, how they feel, all that. But for a manager that's a Hall of Fame manager, that manager for a long time, and La Russa, remember, he used to be a Chicago White Sox manager back in the 80s. To make that move, I don't know what he was drinking. I don't know what he was thinking. But man, type of stuff like that gets you fired, man. And how your teammates feel, how your own team felt about that. And I'm sure they was asked after the game, how? How do you feel about that? Of course, you're going to go the low road. You ain't going to go ahead and expose your manager. You're going to pretty much say, well, you know what? He's the manager. He felt in this decision was the best decision to help our team win. Of course, that's a simple answer. But the reality is they know. I know. Even the outfielders probably say, what the F is he doing? What is he thinking about intentionally walking this guy? And somebody say, well, you know, when he threw the next pitch, he might have hit by a pitch. He would have walked. Bull crap. You can't go by that. You can go by what at that particular time, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you have a greater chance of getting this guy out, either strike out, ground out, pop out, you name it. You can't assume that this guy going to go and hit the batter on purpose. But it's intentionally walk a guy. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I guarantee you the pitcher was distracted. Had to be. But that will piss you off. It will piss you off as a pitcher. I won't be pissed off. If my manager tell me to intentionally walk a guy and I'm ahead of the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, why can't I get this guy out? How are he supposed to feel towards you after this? He might apologize? I don't know. I don't think he apologized to the player, to the pitcher. There's no way in the world I would even accept his apology. Give me the confidence. You put me in the major level for a reason, right? To face these tough guys, these pitchers, the batters in major league level, baseball level today. And you telling me I can't get this guy out. It's ridiculous. I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to say it because I'm a baseball guy. for a long, long time. And that situation right there was really stunning to me. It really was. I never seen something like that before, and I probably won't ever see that again. I've seen guys intentionally walk guys with bases loaded, but maybe the guy is on the tear hitting for power. And you don't want to take a chance of giving up a grand slam. But my thing is, it's no way in the world you're going to intentionally walk a guy 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's ridiculous. If we in too much in analytics, we miss the old school playing baseball. I miss that crap. Yeah, all the shift. That's why with all the shifts going on right now, there's a lot of guys in the major league level get the career short because unfortunately for those hitters, they're only going to hit in one side of the field. And that's why their batting average is so low. Look at Gallo. Gallo's a guy that hit for power, but he always been the guy that hit in low twos under 200. But his bat is potent, but he get on base by walks, so either he's going to strike out or he's going to hit a home run. His history shows you that. How long he can be in that level? The only reason why he's staying in that level right now is because he played good defense on the outfield, and he potentially is a threat. He strikes out a lot. He's going to hit a home run, or he's going to walk. He does walk a lot as well, but still, a lot of these guys' careers gets cut short because they hit for low average, and they end up being bench players. They're not in the position to be starters anymore because of the shift. Baseball trying to change a lot of different things, robotic umpires, and like having a clock to where make sure the batter's in the batter's box in a timely manner, make sure the pitcher is pitching in a timely manner. It's too much of that, too much of this. It's too much. Let's play baseball. Let's just play damn baseball the way it's supposed to be played, the way it was invented, instead of having all these situations to where, well, that's why baseball takes so long time. That's why baseball be 3-4 hours. Well, sometimes baseball games will be 2 hours. Sometimes it can be 3 hours. Sometimes the pitcher can be very efficient and throw about 90 pitches for 9 innings and pitch a complete game and shut the team down. But it's just too much thinking this, thinking that, and then you have no confidence in your pitcher. That's slapping that pitcher's face. And I never seen nothing like that in baseball. You intentionally walking guy 1 and 2. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb. And right now, fans probably not happy about the situation. And I guarantee you, if White Sox do not make the playoffs in any way, shape, or form, Tony Russo will be fired because of that game. To me, Matt Williams did something like that for some million, not in terms of 1 and 2 count, but I remember, was it 2015, if I'm correct, when the Mets got hot the second half when they got Cespedes. And I think the Matt Williams made a move, and I forgot what it was, and it kind of, to me, in my eyes, changed the dynamic of the Washington Nationals for the rest of the year. And they had an awful August. And when the Mets was hot, the Nationals was hot, and I said to myself at that game, Matt Williams is going to get fired. And what happened? The year was over, Matt Williams got fired. And I guarantee you, part of it's because of that game against the Mets, that game where he made a questionable decision, and he paid the price because of it. You got to give your confidence in your pitcher. It's ridiculous how we go about these things. Stupid. Never seen that, and I hope I won't never see something like that again. I don't know what he was thinking about. Because if I was playing on that field, I'll be pissed as hell. I might even get an argument with the damn manager. What the hell are you thinking about, man? And then you did. Then Muncy come out there and made you pay, made your team pay, and that's what happened. And lost the game, especially against the Dodgers. How good that team is. It's ridiculous. Baseball, like I said, starting to heat up. You see the teams right now. I'm looking over right now to my left of my shoulder right now. I'm watching the Braves and the Dodgers right now, 0-0. Atlanta Braves has been on tear right now, been on fire. I'm a big Met fan, of course. They wanted to beat Miami The Mets got to continue winning because the Braves right now, they on all cylinders right now, and they're on a tear right now, on a big tear. And now I just seen Swanson just hit a 2-run homer just now. I just tell you, this team is on a tear right now. Dansby Swanson's on tear. The Braves, everything's on cylinder. It's clicking in right now. So the Mets got to continue winning games and continue winning, sweeping or win 2 out of 3 every time they get a chance to play these teams. So stay tuned for the second half of the year. The baseball season is going to be heat up if you're a big baseball fan. Stay tuned to that. Now I want to talk to football. Okay. Now things are going to get interesting in the NFL. Football season's around the corner. Training camp is coming around the corner. A lot of decisions are going to be made with a lot of players. Especially situation with Deshaun Watson. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people. Hard to put it, describe the situations to where there are 24 civil lawsuits against this man. Him getting this big guaranteed contract for the Cleveland Browns after making a trade. Only thing I would say about this, if you recall last year, Deshaun Watson did not want to play for the Houston Texans, right? He didn't want to play for them whatsoever, right? So, at that point in time, all of a sudden you heard about these lawsuits. One woman, another woman. It kept mounting up. And they asked if you want to settle these lawsuits. He refused several times. I'm not going to even settle. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to fight it. I know the type of person I am. I know who I am. I wouldn't hurt women. I'm not that type of person. Okay. The whole year last year, obviously he couldn't play for the Texans. He didn't want to play for the Texans. So he sat out the whole entire year. You had Davis Mills being the quarterback for the team. Okay. Here we are, 2022. Off season's over. The football season's over. Now Deshaun Watson continue to be an issue. The lawsuits, the interviews with these women from HBO. Deshaun Watson at the time still talking about he don't want to do no settlement. He don't want to settle with nothing. Obviously, they made a decision not to do criminal. So now we got civil situation. 2 other women come up that made from 22 to 24. So now, here we go. Training camp comes around. Obviously, Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland gave him a $230 million guaranteed. They talked to Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson told them the truth. He told them the Cleveland Browns felt that he told the truth. He said this: I'm gonna go ahead and give this man $230 million in guaranteed money. Now, just reading some things today that now they're gonna have. Listen on what Deshaun Watson have to say. Certain women within the lawsuit got something to say, but you got the arbitrator now that's going to get involved for the NFL, and they're going to make a decision whether Deshaun Watson going to get a lengthy suspension or not. And obviously, wherever the suspension is, Deshaun Watson more likely will appeal. Now, with the appeal process, it's going to either go through Roger Goodell, or there might be another arbitrator involved that make that determination. See, this is dangerous for the NFL because you're dangerous ground. My thing is, why are you investigating it? If there's a civil situation, that's a civil situation. You wait till that comes. You wait to see what that happens. Maybe you felt pressured because the women out there that in that situation felt that, why you didn't talk to us about it? Why did you go ahead and just say, you know what, it's okay for this man to play for another football team and give him all this money? I'm not going to sit here and say he did it, he did not do it. But 24 lawsuits is a lot of damn civil lawsuits. He settled for 20, and all of a sudden now, the point I was getting at, he did settle for 20 of them. Now he settled for 20 of them. Now, I don't know what that means for him. If he's trying to, hopefully he don't get suspended for the whole entire year, the whole entire season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very interesting to see what decision is going to be. It's going to be big news. It could be a lot of question marks. Can he possibly get suspended 6 games, 10 games, the whole entire year? Maybe even 2 years? We see guys get suspended for a whole entire year for gambling on their own sport. We see guys that get into an accident for speeding and I think killed somebody. We see a lot of guys that get into all these violent problems and get suspended 6 to 8 games. But this situation with Deshaun Watson, 24 civil lawsuits. And I don't think they know what they're going to do in this situation. Because either way, it's going to be a backlash. Will these women be satisfied? I guarantee these women that's doing these lawsuits hope that Deshaun Watson doesn't ever play football again. But at the same time, Deshaun Watson has to make a living. But in these situations like that, the NFL has to make a decision what they're going to do. He's sticking by and saying, well, I'm not that type of person. I don't try to hurt women. But 24 is a lot. Now, some might, who knows? Who knows? Others probably spot on. But that particular situation should be interesting. And I think the part of the reason why with Cleveland Brown, what they doing is just in case if Deshaun Watson does get suspended for the whole entire year, maybe they try to get back in good graces with Baker Mayfield. But Baker Mayfield always feel hurt about it, and he's torn about it, and he don't want to play for Cleveland. In a way, you have to trade Baker Mayfield now, regardless if you still have Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback. You have to trade Baker Mayfield. To what team? That's going to be the biggest question. Right now, the Seattle Seahawks got Geno Smith in the early leads in terms of minicamp, him knowing the system, over Drew Lock. Geno Smith. I'm a Jet fan, by the way. Nothing against Geno Smith. It was a struggle. I don't think he handled the media very well in New York, and I'm sure he probably would never want to go back to New York again. And I hope he's matured throughout the years and him to be the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. But to me, that's one potential place that Baker Mayfield could go to. He can go to Carolina, but they're giving Sam Darnold every opportunity to get himself turned around and a chance to get it turned around. A lot of ifs. A lot of interesting stories. Training camp is coming. It's going to be some serious news, and I guarantee you're going to see a lot of people in the media go right to Cleveland and ask all these questions to the head coaches, to the owners, to the general managers, the players development team about Deshaun Watson's situation, especially what the decision is going to be if they make a decision before training camp begins. And I'm sure they will try to make that decision before actual training camp begins in the next 2-3 weeks from now. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. But we'll see about that situation. I can't sit here and say he did, he didn't. But I can only say that's a lot of damn lawsuits. A lot of it. Ain't like it's 2 or 3. We're talking about 24 people. 24. 24 is a lot. And a lot of things is going to come out. A lot of things is going to, all the explanations will come out of why he's been suspended for this many games or 1 year or 2 years, what have you. But regardless of that, those women out there is going to be the ones be suffering. They're going to, it's going to be a backlash. It's going to be a big thing. And it's going to overshadow the football season almost, because it's so much a big deal. And I don't think Cleveland has this much big news since Cleveland won the NBA Finals a few years back with LeBron James. This is big. This is big thing. This is a big news here. So stay tuned to that. I just want to bring that up. It's a very dicey situation, to say the least. Very dicey situation. And that can get very, very ugly real fast. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of controversy, and it's going to be a lot of like NFL. It's going to put a stain on NFL either way. Especially how it's been handled. It's been pushed for a long time now. It's getting close. It's past the draft. You got the mini camps done already. And now you're getting close to the OTAs. You can get close to the camp. And now we're in a situation where what decisions are going to be made. And I guarantee you, when that news come out through Twitter, through Instagram, through ESPN, through any other of these sports shows, I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of opinions, a lot of views, even opinions from Twitter, from fans, from Cleveland fans, from football fans, from people, period, that feel like Deshaun Watson did something wrong. We going to sit here and be biased. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. He said it. He said he wasn't there. He said he didn't do nothing wrong. We'll see. But all I can say is 24 lawsuits, a lot of damn lawsuits. That's a lot. It ain't about one person. It ain't about two people. It's 24 civil lawsuits. That's all I'm saying about that. It's a big deal. So I will also continue to do broadcast shows like these. This is the Wood Tip Sports. Hit me on the handle. Give me your support. Hit me up. Subscribe with me. To be under the Wood Tip Conversation. Up on YouTube. Hit me up. Give me an opportunity. I want to continue doing more of these. I need all your support, man. I'm trying to get to the level. I'm trying my best. This is where it starts. This is a process for me. So give me your support. Give me your views, your likes. Put your opinions out there. I want to hear it from y'all. All right. So I just want to give you a little taste of what I'm about, what I'm gonna talk about, what I see going on, what I'm hearing, what's going on. You'll see more of me real soon. So till then, this is David. This is the Wood Tip Sports. Talk to you soon. Peace.
You recorded it?
Wait. Make sure. Yeah, I recorded it.